Okay, what's up guys? It's me, it's your boy Finn. Welcome back to another video on my YouTube channel, and today we're going to be talking about cost of living in Bali. How much does it actually cost per month to be able to live in Bali? I got my notes here. We actually put some research into that. Okay, we actually put some time into this, you know, not what we usually do. We put some effort into this video. And so now, let's jump into it. The first thing you might be wondering is how much does rent cost? So for the place we're living at right now, we are paying $1,600 per month, and we're splitting that by 4 people. Ricky, who is helping me with Project 33, my friend Jay, and my girlfriend Anastasia. So on average we're all paying $400 per month for this place. If you're wondering what $1,600 gets you, I made a house tour of this place we're living in, which I will link up there. So if you want to check out what exactly, you know, $1,600 gets you, click that link, watch the villa tour. And even if you're getting a 1-bedroom apartment for $400, you can get a very nice place with a pool, probably with staff, people who will clean that. We have that here too. We have a massive house, we have a pool, we have a person coming in every day to clean that. So for $400 per month, you can live extravagantly. Yes, that's a word, I know. You can live like a king, basically. If we go down the budget, I kind of made 2 budgets, one for if you want to live very nicely and one if you want to live on a budget. You can probably go down to as much as $150 per month. I know some people who have a 1-bedroom apartment for $120 per month. So if you don't need a pool and you don't need staff and you don't need a fancy big house, you can spend $150. Second thing, food. Again, you can live very extravagantly. So I would say we're paying right now on average $500 per month on food. Sometimes a bit more, sometimes a bit less. That's like somewhere in between, like going to like fancy places in Bali and going to more local places, both, and also food delivery, which you can get. The app is called Gojek. So $500 per month. Again, if you want to live on a budget and live very cheaply, you can go down to, I would say, $150 per month. Really, if you eat locally, you can get meals for $1 that fills you up. If you go to a fancy place, I would say like $10 is the maximum you pay for a meal, but that's really like fancy. To give some like comparison, for coffee, for example, because I think we all kind of know what a coffee costs at our, where we live. Locally, if you get it like a small local shop, you can pay $1.50 for coffee. If you buy one at the established coffee shops, where all the digital nomads go to, you're paying $3 per coffee. For food, the most local meal I would say is called nasi goreng, which is basically fried rice, and on average you're paying $3 for that meal at good places. Again, locally you can probably find that for $4 somewhere. We're not really going to as many local places, also because I'm kind of scared of getting Bali belly, but that's another topic. The third thing is co-working. So we are mostly working out of our house and the coffee shop that is right next door. But if you, for example, if you live on a budget with your apartment and you get a small 1-bedroom apartment, you might want to get a co-working space for the internet, especially because probably the internet will not be so good. The prices that we researched there, the most famous co-working space, Dojo, in Canggu, costs $200 per month, and it costs around $10 to $15 per day for a daily pass. So that's an extra $200 per month if you want to find a co-working space. We don't have a co-working space. Transportation. In Bali, you will get around like getting a scooter. I recommend everyone to get a scooter because you're very like agile. You can go from place A to point B very quickly. Everything is relatively close unless you're like going across the island, and everyone drives a fucking scooter, and it's fun. Like it's fun. A scooter you can rent for $50 per month or $3 per day, depending on if you stay monthly or daily. Weekly is probably somewhere in between. Gas for the scooter is fucking cheap. I get a full gas tank for maximum $3, sometimes $1. So I would say you pay, like, for a full month, you pay $10 on gas per month. Taxi rides, sometimes if you're going to, you know, like some places deeper into the island, or you obviously need to move places with your luggage, you get a taxi, and usually you're paying 300,000 rupiah for that, which is the local currency, obviously depending on how far you drive. But if it's like a 1 hour, 1.5 hour drive, you're paying like 300k, which is $20, which is not super cheap, but yeah. The next thing is the visa. So if you come to Bali for only a couple of days or maybe a week, then you don't need to get a visa. You only arrive, they give you a stamp, boom, you're in, done. If you want to stay longer than a month, you need to extend your visa, because it only holds for 30 days. So every 30 days you need to renew your visa, basically do something called a visa run. You need to hop borders, you need to leave Indonesia, come back into the country again, and then you get another stamp for another 30 days. And so the cost for that is you need to get something called, so either you do it the way I mostly do it, which is like leave every 30 days. The best place to go is, in my opinion, Singapore, because it's closest and the flights seem to be the cheapest. So if you're doing that, you're paying on average $100 for a return flight to Singapore. So once a month you need to fly to Singapore, fly back to Bali again, and you can stay in Singapore for just 2 hours and hang out in the airport, and that's $100. Or what you can also do is you can get something called visa on arrival. When you come to Bali, you're paying $35 for that, and then you can renew once for 30 days, but then you also have to get an agency to do a visa run for you, and you're paying $50 for that. So the benefit of that is you're saving a little bit of money, but not really, because instead of paying $100 for 2 flights, you're paying $35 for the visa on arrival plus $50 for the agency. But you're saving time, because now you don't have to fly, stay at the airport, fly back, which is basically a whole day wasted. The last thing, activities in Bali are pretty much all free, because activities in Bali are nature thingies. It's going to waterfalls, it's going on a hike, it's going somewhere, hang out at a coffee shop. So really, like 90% of activities in Bali are free. We, to be honest, have not been doing pretty much any activities so far, so we can't really give much insight on that. But as I said, you really want to go look at the waterfalls and stuff, which is all free. You just need to drive there with your scooter, which is like a couple cents in gas. So those are all the things. To recap, if you calculate all the numbers I just said together, we come down to pretty much $1,000 per month. If you're living extravagantly, which means paying $400 for your rent, paying $400 to $500 for your food, and then pretty much it's only scooter that you're paying. I didn't put in the co-working space because, as I said, if you're getting a good place, usually you don't need a co-working space. If you're going on a budget and you really are very conscious about how you're spending money, I would say you can go down to like as low as $400 per month on everything. Once you stay longer than 30 days, you gotta add $100 on both of these numbers. So if you're staying, 60 days, you're paying $1,000, $1,000 plus $100 for the visa run, or $400, $400, and $100 for the visa run. And obviously, if you want to get a co-working space, more likely that you need it on the lower budget, which would mean you add another $200 to those $400. I know that's a lot of numbers, but basically you can live as a king in Bali for $1,000 per month, which is insane if you think about it. So yeah, that's the video. If you guys have any other question, if you feel like I missed out on anything, if you want to know any prices to any other things, if I should elaborate on something, I'd love to go in the comments and answer anything. And obviously, if you like the video, make sure to like and subscribe and hit the bell button, all of it. And then, see you in the next video. Peace out.
Hard to wake up when there's no alarm to wake you up. Sitting, breathing, doing all the things I hate a lot. But why now? Holy shit, I just wanna make a trip to the China.